Welcome back to the channel. I'm Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. We have the transfer case quite enough that we heard some underlying hums, buzzing, grinding. And it turned out that the front diff was worn out as well. So I picked one up. So thankful. I know somebody who has a salvage yard, a small one, and he happened to have a Porsche front diff. There's a transfer case there and a rear diff as well if I need it. But I picked up and brought back to the shop here a front diff with half the mileage that this one has here. So we are going to swap them out and see if that takes care of the noises, and we're good to go with the Porsche. Transfer case, even though it's quiet, the flushing of the fluid gave me enough time to order a kit from, was it parts.com or Europarts.com? I forget which one it is, but I ordered a rebuild kit. I've done it already, and we are going to, we're still going to rebuild this transfer case. So we're going to have a strong front diff, we're going to have a transfer case, and then we'll see how the rear diff is, and this Porsche will be good to go. Everything else, we did paint correction, we cleaned it up, we have the interior looking great. I just need to put a set of tires on this thing, and this thing is set for a long time to come. I may enjoy it myself, or I may send it down the road. If you're interested in a Porsche Cayenne, reach out and we'll talk. Yeah, as you can see, we have this thing looking incredible. The paint really turned out, we really glassed it over. Looks like a black mirror. Only a couple of defects that were too deep to really chase after with paint correction, but it looks great. The interior cleaned up really well. A really good looking interior. So I'm going to get this thing elevated, get it up on the lift, get everything ready to go, get the tools lined up, and we're going to swap out this front diff and go from there. With the Porsche elevated, and we have safe to crawl underneath there, 4 to 5 hours yanking on it, pulling on it, making all types of commotion. There it is, sandwiched up in there. We're going to have to unbolt some things to get to it and get it out of there, including the axle sway bars and the subframe and your drive shaft. Here is the one that's going to be the replacement. This one came from the same year, or I think it was a year newer, but only half the mileage of what's on mine. And we are going to service it, change the, I think it's 75-90 gear fluid that it takes for this one here. So let's get to work. We've got to pull those axle bolts. Besides what you need just to elevate the Porsche here, you also need some jacks and some tools to hold on to the subframe to drop it down about 8 to 10 inches so you can wiggle that front diff out of there once you have everything unbolted. And, you know, with 2,800 trips to the toolbox to get all the different types of tools that you need, we finally get there. There are some great videos that give you a step-by-step tutorial of this process, so I'm not going to, record the whole thing. I'll just give you an overview. And while he's doing that, I can jump over here and start the services with the 7590 Mobile 1. So we straddle it over an open space where I can have a catch basin below, and we crack this thing open, drain the old fluid, get it filled up with some fresh gear lube, and then we could put this thing up in there. It's not very heavy at all. There's not much to it. It is an aluminum casing, just like the transfer case in the rear diff, so you can't over tighten these plugs or you'll crack it and have to order another one. Making a ton of progress quickly, making room to wedge this thing out from underneath. Got to find some space to get this thing out like a puzzle, and we can get this out and to the side, get the new one up in there, or new to me, front diff up in there. I'm going to tear the old one down and show you exactly what's wrong with it as well.
I forgot I dropped the steering wheel.
Huge difference between the two. Just spinning it by hand, you can hear the grinding. Let's pull this over and let me drain the fluid out, tear it down, and I'll show you what's wrong with it. Metallic, little tiny metallic bits and pieces floating on in the oil and down at the bottom of the catch container as well. As you can see here, all those glittery little pieces are pieces of the diff. And you'll see some bits and pieces inside the casing stuck to the side of the casing as well. That came out from, well, I'm going to show you exactly where it came from. Let me pull this apart just a little bit more. As we get the gears out, we'll check the bearing on either side of those. I mean, they're loose, they're worn, but they're not falling apart like the other area of the front diff here that we're going to get to very soon. No teeth missing off the gears. It's quiet when you spin those. It's the area right here that leads to the drive shaft to the transfer case that makes the noise. There are two bearings in there that are worn down, falling apart, and just grinding into pieces. Okay, I'll turn it's hot out, but I'm going to turn the air conditioner off, no radio, try to get it as quiet as possible in here. Let's take it down the road, and if you don't know what sound, it's a ghostly, horrible sound I was talking about, watch the first video. I'll try to put a link up above the first video. where we picked this up, and we could hear that grinding sound. So I'm going to have it quiet. We're going to take off. I'm going to stay quiet myself. We'll go through the gears, and we'll just listen. Now this used to make the sound when it was on load going forward with the foot on the throttle, and then on load with your foot off the throttle and coasting. So I'll let my foot off the throttle. We're just coasting. And no sound. It's exactly how it should be in the interior of a Porsche Cayenne. No grinding, no humming, no noise whatsoever. It's as quiet as could be. I don't hear the transfer case. I don't hear the diff. I don't hear anything except for a little bit of the sound, road noise, the motor revving. They do a great job sealing up, the doors and keeping external noise outside. And it does detach you from the driving experience a little bit, except for the steering and the acceleration. But it's so nice and quiet and peaceful again, and I'm very happy. With that said, already ordered a rebuild kit from Europarts for the transfer case because there was an issue, and even though flushing the fluid on it helped us and bought us some time, we're still going to have to deal with the issue. So I ordered the kit. We are going to rebuild it. I'm not sure if I'm going to get video or record footage of that unless you want to see it. But that's going to put this thing over the top, and the motor and the transmission is perfect. It's running great. Everything has been up to date and serviced. I'm going to change the oil. There is a sticker up here. It was taken care of. I'm going to change the oil. It's just about time, and this thing is ready to enjoy. I don't know if I'm going to hang on to it or if I'm going to advertise it and send it on down the road, but as of now, I'm very happy with it. Okay, so that's where we stand with the Porsche Cayenne. We picked it up for a great price at a public auto auction because of the issues, and we're at the point where we can drive it with no worries, drive it comfortably, and it looks incredible. So we picked it up crazy cheap. We did spend a couple $100 on the transfer case fluid in this is crazy expensive. It's about $100 a pint. And we got 2 or 3 pints of that, and we flushed it. And it's now nice and clear in there. The transfer rebuild kit is $342. And the front diff that I got off of a friend was $800. Now let me tell you, if you were to take this to a dealership and have the front diff swapped out, they would have wanted to either get a new one or a warranty used one from one of their connections, and you would have been looking at $4,000 to $6,000. We found one with half the mileage that's on this for $800 or $900, and we put it in ourselves. As you saw in the video, you just have to drop the subframe, loosen the steering. It's not crazy difficult. It's just a little bit time consuming. It took us about 4 to 5 hours to get it done, and we're back to enjoying it on the roadway. That is going to do it for this video. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. I mean, again, it wasn't the hardest thing in the world to do. It did take 4 to 5 hours out of the day, but anybody could do it if you have, we don't have a crazy post lift, a crazy expensive post lift. We just have some quick jacks. You could have jacked it up and put it on stands. You just needed to elevate the front end high enough to drop the subframe and give yourself enough room to get that front diff out of there. It's sandwiched in between the frame and the unibody, the body of the vehicle. It's just squished in there. But not very hard to do, just a little bit of time consuming elbow grease, and we're back on the road. Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. I'll catch you in the next video.